Welcome back, Brigandine fans, to your guide for Gauntlets in the game Brigandine, the Legend of Runersia. So let's get into it. Let's talk about this. And let's see which ones are good and which ones maybe not so good. Because the game does have a combat power proficiency score over here. But if you really want to micromanage this, this is going to be a great way to learn. Okay? Some pieces of gear I would recommend over the combat power proficiency indicator here on the right. So we're going to go ahead and talk about it, and you can leave me your comments down below as to what you think is great. All right, so let's start off with the light gauntlets here. Okay, so these are accuracy and evasion. See, that'll give you a little more of that and that. Pretty good stuff. Not bad. Okay. All right. So for Emma as a assassin or as a royal guard, this could really, really help her out a lot. Okay. All right. So alloy gloves, agility +1, and defense +2. Now, personally, I like to give my knights the defensive gear where the defensive gear should be as far as how good it should be. So I'd say alloy gloves would be better than the other option we saw earlier because agility increases your evasion and it increases your accuracy as well. +2 defense, that's also pretty good. So agility, that helps your evasion, and a bonus of +4 evasion. Really, really good stuff. You're not going to go wrong with these. Okay, so we checked out that. Let's check out the wisdom here. Wisdom gloves. Now defense, intelligence, and evasion, all pretty good. All pretty solid. I don't know if I'd pick this one over the alloy, but it's up to you if you want to pick it, right? Okay. You have to make that choice as to what you think is better there. Now with the alloys, I think that I would personally choose the alloys over this because of the defense, because I just see defensive armor as having to be better defensively. So that's why I would pick the alloys over the wisdom gloves. But it's your choice to pick the wisdom gloves if you want. All right, command gloves. We're going to put this on. You see all the red that happened on the right? What ended up happening is that we lost hit points. The command gloves actually minus your hit points and gives you magic pool of 15, but you do get a little bit of evasion there. So in case you're really trying to increase your monster stock to get more monsters or to have an upgrade of a monster, this could be good for you. Otherwise, it's really not going to be as good as the other ones. So it really comes down to being able to put an extra monster or an extra monster upgrade into your army. And if that monster upgrade is what really leads you to victory, then that's great and thumbs up to you for trying it. But personally, just as a knight itself, it really doesn't benefit the knight personally. So also, we didn't really get into it, but before we get any further here, definitely like the video or subscribe. One of the two. Help the channel grow here, and we'll keep bringing more of these Brigandine guide videos out. But other than that, if you're new to the game Brigandine, the Legend of Runersia, there are 3 tiers of gear. There's the white gear with the 1 star, purple gear with 2, and the gold gear, as I call it, with the 3 stars. Now, I know I say this a lot, probably people come by, hear this a lot, but just for new players, I don't know when they're going to be showing up here to see this. So this might be the very first video you see of Brigandine, the Legend of Runersia. So I just figured I'd make a little disclaimer for that. But otherwise, the command gloves are those. We'll move on to iron gloves. I'm going to take it off this other dude here. And what does this do? Defense of 5 and evasion. So I'd have to say, right off the bat, this is probably the best one. And it does show with the CP value that they believe this is the best piece of gear in the white tier section. All right, let's get out of the white gears And let's go to the purple gears, the better ones. All right, Sacred Gauntlet. You can see on the right the defense is going down in red, and agility is going up in green. The CP value goes up a lot. Let's put on the Sacred Gauntlets and see what they do. Okay, so agility of 2. We lost some defense. We get a critical rate of 5%. So this actually increases our damage with critical attacks. And also we gained a white orb for our defense, as you can see right here. And that will help us if we need some white defense against some monsters or knights that are attacking us with white dots and holy words or whatever. Physical attacks or whatever. Okay, let's get out of that. Sacred to Swift. Okay, so what's the difference here? Really, Swift just kind of indicates you get an extra movement. So an extra mobility of 1 and evasion of +5. So if you want your knight to be moving out a lot further ahead of the army, because they're tanking or because they're in the front line or whatever, this is kind of what you want to do. Okay, you don't get a lot of other stats besides this, but your evasion is up +5% and mobility. It's pretty solid. Actually, having an extra evasion with mobility is quite a really awesome combo. Okay, let's get out of that. Okay, let's do the Dark Gauntlets. No, everybody's equipped with one. Okay, so the Dark Gauntlets here. So we get a purple defense here, +10 MP, evasion +2, and magic resistance +2. So you're more resistant to magic. You're 2% a little better at dodging things, a little more MP and black defense. So this is a really peculiar kind of piece of armor. So look at the stats and decide if this is the piece of armor that you want to equip. If you're fighting off against Tim or some magic stuff, or maybe you need a little more MP, you know, juggle your situation the way you need to in order to know if this is the piece of gear that you wish to equip. But it's a very interesting specialist kind of piece of gear, right? Okay, let's go to Scale Gauntlets here. Attack goes up by 3. As you can see there on the right, the attack went up. We got a green dot defense. So we're going to be adding green to our defense. We get accuracy and evasion. So this one's quite interesting too. Kind of the same as the last piece that we just looked at, except we're getting 3 attack for our attack essentially. So this is actually really, really good. Okay, so maybe this is something that you want to equip in case you want your attack just to be that much stronger. Now you're looking at Emma with 480 attack. This is because after the game you can pump them up as high as you want, and I did this in the past, and so that's why her attack is just so freaking high. But if you need your attack to be a little bit stronger, Scale Gauntlets will be just right for you. Alright, let's check out General Tso's Chicken Gauntlets. Sorry, General's Gauntlets here. We get 5 defense and magic pool +20. So this actually will help you be able to equip more monsters on your team or do an upgrade for a monster for your team. +5 defense. Quite solid. Better than what I saw in the helm section for the knights from what I was just looking at earlier today. So I'd have to say this is a pretty decent piece of gear, to be honest. Lets you equip having more monsters or something, and also gives you good defense there. So that's pretty good. All right, so let's be done with the purple gear. Let's go on to the gold gear. There are only 4 kinds here. As you can see, let's start up with the Striker. Striker gloves. Mobility of 1, evasion of 10. And double white dots for defense. Okay. So, like I said before, having extra mobility and extra evasion to top that off. Quite a good solid thing. Just be careful if you're going up against him, because you're putting white defense on now. But if you're going up against Rudo or some strong white attacker like I can't think of the name right now, I don't know why, but you're going up against a strong paladin of sorts, any kind of paladin or whatever, this would help you out with that. Oh, Grados, that's what I wanted to say. Anyways. Alright, Obsidian Gauntlets. Obsidian is what color? Black. Okay, so you get black defense there, hit points plus 20, MP plus 20, and evasion plus 5. So this is really if you just want a little more hit points, you want a little more MP. Could help you in a fight against him. Yes, it could. But if you need a little more MP to maybe cast one more heal or one more Divine Ray or Curse or whatever spell you've got with her, maybe a Fallberg, maybe this gives you the opportunity to do Fallberg if you were able to, you know, which you should have enough MP for that, I believe. But, you know, maybe give you a couple extra spells. This would be really good for you. So Obsidian Gauntlets could be the way you want to go. Okay, Historic Gauntlets. This one's interesting. Historic Gauntlets. What could that be? Historic, ancient, blah, 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 all that stuff. Typically all blue dots. So 2 blue dot defense, magic pool of 20, and evasion plus 5. So this one really just gives you more monsters to equip or upgraded monsters to work with and a little more evasion. So it's really just, this one's focusing on your stock, your monster stock a little bit more. So it's pretty good for that, if that's what you need. And we'll cover the Ancient Gauntlets right now. Oh, excuse me. I guess the Ancient Gauntlets could be green too, right? Okay. All right, we get green defense here, obviously. We get 20 HP. We get 5 agility. We get 5 evasion and inflicts poison immunity. So you are immune to poison, which is pretty good. So if you're up against a bunch of goblins, this is really like the ultimate goblin knight or shadow goblin armor, because they'll keep trying to attack you. Well, I mean, they might stun you and stuff, but if there were things out there they were trying to poison you, this could definitely stop that. So this is pretty good for that. It's pretty good. It's pretty good overall. It does give you a couple extra things here. So it really comes down to like which piece of gauntlet you want to equip overall. You know, and it really depends on your situation in a lot of ways. Do you need more monster pool? Do you need more MP? Do you need more mobility? You know, or do you need agility with hit points and evasion and stuff? Do you need more evasive stuff? Do you need to look a little more like Toby? So, all right, that'll conclude this video here. I hope everybody enjoyed it. If you did, smash a like, hit the like a bunch of times, and or subscribe. That'd be really, really good. The only other little thing I could do as a bonus here is to show you some combinations here and let you have some fun with that. So if you want to see this, will be a little bit of a bonus before the video ends here. But if you're new to the game here, there is a secret little thing you can do. Get an all-star bonus. Look at that. Boom. All-star bonus just went up like that. And you can see the stats change there. So if we go to remove, you can see how the stats are going to go down to those exact numbers. So I will be at 93 for my intelligence. But if I put this back on, intelligence goes up to 98. So typically this goes, with these bonuses here, they go 5, 7, 10, I believe, for the most part. For attack, strength, intelligence, defense, strength, agility, defense, and intelligence. Mobility will typically stay the same depending upon... that really depends on gear. Certain kinds of gear will increase your mobility. But let's check out a purple all-star bonus just for funsies. And if you want to, pause the video before I put this on here so you can see what it looks like. Okay. Boom. All right, we got the 2-star bonus for the purple gear. All right, let's check out the gold star bonus. So at any point in time, pause the video, unpause it, and you will see all the differences between all the pieces of gear you can put on for these kinds of bonuses, okay? So we're going to do the gold tier gear here right now. The striker gloves did give me extra mobility, so just remember that. Mobility is because of the striker gloves, not because of the bonus. And we'll put on this, but look at the differences here. Double dragons. Check out that 3-star all-star bonus. So that's the little secret about this game that will help you out. Ultimately, you want to try to find all gold pieces of gear to get an all gold, to get an all-star bonus of all gold gear. But if you don't manage to get that and you just have the purple gear, you might want the purple gear as a set instead of just one gold piece because it might give you better stats as a whole. But that's your choice. The gold gear might have something in it that might be something more appealing to you than an all purple set. So other than that, that will conclude the video here. Hopefully everybody enjoyed it and liked it and all that stuff. Do what you got to do to help the channel grow, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for coming by. Next up, we're going to go ahead and cover hats. So the simple and valuable normal hat people can wear. So I'll see you in the next video or LP guide. Thanks for coming by.